then the next step of the process is working up to doing the height of the poi with the leg. It really depends on the aesthetic you're going for. I think the two of them lined up with each other where the height is the same is one aesthetic. I think in 3 parallel lines is another aesthetic, right? So that is, my leg was below the poi, but it was parallel, which is different than doing, say, something like this, right? I don't care how high it goes. I think that is just as valid as doing, you know, a low one like that. There's no wrong answers, because this is where technique and style meet, right? The technique is a stall and kick at the same time coming from the low turn. The style is, how do you move your body to do your kick? What does your kick look like? Because if you wanted to, you could do it much more like a martial arts kick, where you come up and then punch it like that, or you know, where you're doing it with. So the first one I did with pointed toe, the second one I did with a heel kick, a heel strike. So that's a style question, not a technique question. Remember though, the stall is coming from underhand. And then if it's tough for you to do it every single time, what you do is this. You go, okay, 1, 2, 3, stall, turn, 1, 2, 3, stall, turn, 1, 2, 3, stall, and turn, 1, 2, 3, stall, and turn. And then this is where you can just add the chasing the sun in the middle, however many times you need, because it's more interesting than the circles. Bump, 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 stall kick, and bump, 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 stall kick, bump, bump, bump. Now the difference here between this one and the one that we're doing from the pinwheel is, in my opinion, sort of subtle. It's the difference between pivoting your body. So if I showed you side view, when I'm doing the pinwheel one, this is a side kick to me. When I'm doing this low turn, I'm actually rotating my body so that it's a side plane kick rather than a front plane kick. And when I'm doing it from the front plane in the pinwheel, I'm doing a side kick from my front plane poi versus doing a side kick where I'm turning and it's on the side plane. So it's a matter of how you're orienting your hip. I do think physiologically those are very different things, even though aesthetically the audience may not be able to tell the difference between the two without somebody sitting down and dissecting it for them. Because they feel different though, they give you different potentials. Because you could do things like, I mean, in theory, you might not be able to pick this up right in this moment, but you could do things where you're sort of doing like this rocking horse sort of thing, right? If you, well, let me do it on my good leg. Right, where you're putting those together, bump, 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 oops, bump, 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 and bump, bump, bump. Those are, in my opinion, those are deceptively harder than they seem. You have to have good balance on both legs, and then you have to be able to control it while you're going through the turn. Although a point can actually help too, where you do a toe point rather than lifting the leg. I think this, where you have a soft knee, is less desirable than having a straight leg, because the straight leg will match the line of the poi better than the bent knee. And then that can translate, so that sort of rocking horse thing can translate to these. Which can then move to those. All you do is just do pendulums with these little leg lifts. So these can be really good style pieces that you can put, especially for openings or slow portions of the music. Or coming out of a tango when you want to get yourself back into flow. Yes, it is that erect spine situation. But also it's a bent waist. You stuck your butt out but your upper back was straight, and then you went like this, which is a different aesthetic than that. Which, I'm not saying one is better than the other, I'm just showing you what the difference is. Yeah, it's different to be standing up and doing a kick, bending back as you do the kick, or sticking your butt out as you do the kick. Those are very different aesthetics, I think. So then it becomes a style question. This, in my opinion, is something you can best answer for yourself in terms of what you like by practicing it a bunch without looking at video, but filming yourself, trying to think of what you thought was the best, and then going and looking at the video and seeing what you're imagining was like as compared to what you look at on the video, so that you can make a decision for yourself. Oh, well, this one feels the best, but this one looks the best, so maybe I should work on this one. Or this one feels the best and it looks the best, yay. I mean, or you just keep all of them and use them wherever they're appropriate. It's hard to get the style until you have the technique. Okay, that was another version of what we just did. So what you just did was, you did instead of going back behind your hip to do the low turn, you did the front plane version with the side stall from the front plane, just with the circle in the front, rather than going back behind. You could still do it with the hip reel, where you do it as a side stall, versus where you turn to the side and kick, turn to the side and kick. What I like about the turn to the side for me, in my body, is it allows me to lever more easily into a back bend with it, which I think overall gives it a more interesting line. But I'm a girl, that may not translate to your masculine body. I'm not saying it will or won't, I'm just saying don't let my preferences become your limitations.